Hello and welcome back to Zero Cool Gaming and today's long play of Reckoning. Today I'm going to talk about trash anime, trash TV, trash movies. And what do I mean by that? Well, to me, all of those are shows that have nothing memorable about them. Meaning that I've watched these shows, but nothing within them stood out. And a lot of that type of stuff I do skip over altogether and never watch at all. But my tolerance for fantasy and sci-fi is really, really low. What I mean by that is, as long as it has fantasy or science fiction elements to it, I'll watch almost anything. It's not really a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, it is what it is. Um, and like I said, I'm pretty much willing to put up with almost anything when it comes to those two genres of media. And as a result, I watched a lot of trash shows, whether they be, you know, animation or, like I said, TV shows or movies. I don't mind watching them because I enjoy some of the aspects of them. But there was nothing about the story or the elements within it or anything that made any of them memorable in that respect. Beyond me just knowing that, yes, I've watched this before. So what are some examples of that, I guess? Well, I'm not going to worry about giving examples. What I'll do is, because I have watched quite a bit of this stuff, and there's really nothing to say about them, you know, there's not much to the story, there's not much to the... they don't really ask questions in that respect or anything else. It's just, you know, dumb entertainment, basically. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, entertainment just for the sake of entertainment does not bother me. I actually enjoy that. So what I'll do, like I was saying, is I'm going to I'll make lists, like, you know, 10 or 20 or so of them at a time, and I'll give, you know, quick little reviews of them because there's really not much to review in that respect. And the reason I say 10 to 20 is because it'll be however many I can get in about a half hour. And that'll be somewhere between 10 and 20 of them at a time. And I don't mind that. I mean, truly. And at least that way, if you're just looking for, like, something to watch, rather than the insanity that they produce today. And it hasn't infected Japanese entertainment like it has the rest of the world. So there's less of it in their entertainment, but it is still present within some of the entertainment that they create. It's kind of like we were here in the U.S. back. Wow. I'm not going to be able to take these guys on you. I should just go ahead and, we'll go this way because, yeah. Okay, well, that's not going to work. I'll try that later. We'll try another one. Let's go someplace else. It's just, something to watch. Something that's entertaining. It's not pushing a message or has some political agenda that they're trying to shove down your throat. But they're also, like I said, they're not memorable. They're not great. They're not, good writing or anything like that either. There's even elements of them that, some people probably wouldn't enjoy at all. But regardless, it's entertainment. I found it interesting. Like I said, my bar's pretty low for that kind of stuff, but I found it entertaining, so. That's why I'll do those lists. I was just going to not mention them, and I was like, that's probably a third of the stuff that I've watched throughout my life. So just not mentioning it would be a disservice in that respect. There's no reason not to, give some love where love is due, I guess. There's nothing wrong with mentioning them and giving a quick overview of what they are. It's just that there's really nothing to talk about in that respect when it comes to trash shows. They are what they are. They're just something to enjoy in the moment and, basically turn your brain off and not try to think about it too hard.
The people of Yelvan, a special... What am I offering?
And that's really what a trash show is to me, in all of its aspects. Is just something that was entertaining, just not necessarily good by any metrics in that respect. It doesn't bother me to watch stuff like that, though. I would prefer to watch stuff like that than watch, like I said, what they're creating today. Because, yeah, what they're creating today is wow. That's just... It's brainwashing. Tell them a lie long enough and eventually they start to believe it.
I don't recall the potion's name.
And I want no part of that. Truly. I'm not going to sit here and stare into the abyss that stares back at me. And people wonder sometimes what that means. It doesn't just mean that it stares back at you. Especially this abyss, the one that's present today. It doesn't just stare back at you, it'll slowly twist your mind. And I've seen it happen to many of creators here on YouTube and Rumble and places like that, What do you call these? Social media platforms? I guess is what you call them.
Person who makes potions from things like fungal spores and droppings.
Because they look into this all the time and they're constantly doing videos about it and on it, and they have to research it and read it and things to that effect, it starts to have an effect on them. And they have to detox from it in order to clear their mind and get back into it. Like I said, I've seen it happen to a few people. One of the more interesting, which I will mention here,
the guy I landed on and killed. Knew him, did you? I mean, I'm him. That's me.
Let's say entertainment that's been created from this insanity.
Beautiful woman.
is Gedelb.
In
Um,
fact,
it's done by
make clear
Mueller.
my intentions to woo her.
And basically what he's done is he's read a lot of the same type of reviews and academia and uh,
I
just
think there are
papers
two
that these
ingredients that go to
insane
the potion.
leftists have written,
Potion that makes you better at making
and
potions.
the
Ember
types
eyes and
of
spyglass,
articles that they've
reagents you can find hereabouts. With
written
them, I can make the potion I need.
where they inject their ideology into them.
They're seeds that smoulder at the
And
heat of a sun-baked
it's
stone. Amazing. I had
sinister
no
in
idea
many
how we
ways.
know that.
But what he did was he took the most
Yes, they are very lovely.
egregious
Flowers they are.
sentences
Pretty flowers.
that have
I
come
just
from these
want the
people
potion. Wait,
and
what
strung
do I
them
want from the
together
potion?
in an incoherent mess. And it is incoherent, but what it shows
It's called that because
is
the white pattern on its blue petals look like clouds in the sky on a
the
summer day.
leanings in
Yeah,
their
that sounds
writing.
right.
The writing itself is designed to twist your mind to accept the insanity that they want to indoctrinate you with. Yeah, that's a guess that's a good way of putting it.
Bet it grows around here
I'm not really
somewhere.
good with
In the
words,
forest
so
I'd wager gold
bear
on it.
with me.
Probably in the ground. By the ground.
And with adults, you gotta finesse that stuff, uh, which means start small and work up. First, you get them to accept that maybe their
Honorable, proven,
belief
courageous.
structures are
Who could ever be proud of such qualities?
incomplete, is the best way I would put that.
They don't like
And
me.
then you start to
Because they're
twist
brutes,
those
I'd
belief
wager.
structures
Or
into
because I
something
stole
that they
from
were
their
never
treasure.
meant to be.
That's probably
And
the reason.
then finally you get them
Stellentine
to
Delphi
believe
wants to
things that
lock
are
me
just
up. Me,
blatant,
only
flat out lies.
Did I mention that he's famous?
At that
I'm
point, you know
famous.
that they have been
I'm
completely
Oleander
indoctrinated
Sinclair.
into your ideology. Like a cult.
You like that head of
Truly.
yours? Well, if you do, I'd
The
advise
problem
you
is
stay
that the
here
cult
in the
is
north.
your government,
You could end up like those in
and
Camelot.
many companies
Souls are
that
spider
continue
snakes.
to produce this cultish material that is meant to
In
indoctrinate
their
people
prime, they
into
were
their
silk farmers.
ideology.
Now the villages are ruined. You can go
Absolute
and see for
insanity.
yourself. I wouldn't advise it.
And since I refuse to engage with any of that stuff, that leaves
Yes,
me
Golden.
with
Quite
Medium that was
appealing. You
created
should visit. Where is your home
before
again?
this insanity truly became the prominent
Not my first choice of campsite.
media
Better
of
than the
choice.
alternatives. I'll gladly take war-sworn swine over giant spiders.
Yeah,
And
I
anyone?
know. That just sounds so wrong on so many levels. I am well aware of that,
Please hurry.
and I wish none of it was true. But that's not the world I live in. It's just not. Wish all I want, it's not going to change any of it. Now that is odd. So, yeah, I can hope that things change. I can hope that things get better. I want them to. But it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take people standing up for their rights. It's going to take protests. It's going to take people demanding that they get their rights returned to them. All of these sorts of things. And none of that stuff is currently happening. So I have no faith in that respect that any of it will. Really? Just so wrong. I'm not going to do that right now. Let's pick another one. Okay. They're both in the same place. Okay. One more. Are you serious? All of this stuff is in the same... That can't be right. That just cannot be correct.
Welcome.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with like trash anime, trash shows, trash movies. I'm just gonna make a list of them and give brief descriptions for each of them. And that's how I'm gonna handle that. Like I said, that's probably about a third of the entertainment that I've watched throughout the years. So it's not a small amount, truly. I mean, I do try to watch shows that I find more interesting than that, truly. But there's nothing wrong with watching filler. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with filler. And it'll be fine. I can deal with filler. Truly. It won't bother me. Obviously, because I've watched about a third of it. So this is going to be a kind of a short one. I'm going to go ahead and stop this here in a second. And that'll be my rant for the day. And I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.